Welcome to Force of Light Entertainment. I am your host, Michelle, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my sister, Natalie the Red.
'Tis I.
Well, welcome to this episode of Force of Light Entertainment. If you have not yet, go ahead. We encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell. That way, you're always notified when we upload a video. Also, to those of you who prefer the podcast version, definitely subscribe to our podcast as well. And also look out for our YouTube channel too, because we do extra content. Well, we are going to begin. Let's see. We're going to begin the show with the giveaway. The winner of the giveaway. Natalie, do you have
Or
who that is?
should we make them wait till the...
Well, I think that they've waited.
That was cruel of me.
I think they've waited long
You've
enough.
waited
It's
long
been a
enough.
week. So open it up. We spun the wheel. Who did we get? There you go. And who won?
ATSW, the Escape Pod.
Yes, they are the newest members of the Red 5 family. So awesome. So Red 5 family, you'll be getting the Luke Funko Pop.
Consider this a welcome gift.
Yes, and thank you for subscribing this week. So
Yes.
we appreciate that. And for those of you who did not win, don't worry. We will have plenty more giveaways coming your way.
We're kind of big on the giveaway
We
thing.
like the giveaways. So the giveaways will definitely be coming, but you always have to be a subscriber. So keep that in mind.
You know why we're big on it? Because we like you.
Yes, we like to give.
We like to give.
So again, congratulations to the Escape Pod for winning that awesome Luke Funko Pop. So that's awesome. Well, today we are continuing our first watch series. Last week we did Alien, which we had never seen, and now we are continuing on to another movie we've never seen, hence the first watch. But the sequel of Alien, which is Aliens, which was directed by James Cameron this time around. And you can kind of tell that in ways. But anyways, so join the conversation and let's talk Alien.
Oh, I wanted to start off by wishing you all a very happy
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I even wore pink for Valentine's.
I
It
did
was
too.
totally gonna listen.
It kind of blends in with my skin, but because it's pale pink, but that's okay.
We've had a real time trying to get this podcast, this YouTube episode out today. Like it was kind of one of those Murphy's Law. Everything that could go wrong keeps going wrong. So we'll just fingers crossed that this goes smoothly.
Well, we have a new camera in it. Let's just say it was a labor of love to get this happening today.
Yeah, to try to make this work. So we'll probably be playing around with that for a while, but anyways, we've at least got it functioning for right now.
Here we are.
Yeah, we are here and we are ready to talk. So Alien. Okay, so right after Aliens, yes. So initial thoughts, Natalie.
This movie's freaking awesome.
Natalie likes it. Okay,
I like it a lot.
I liked it too. In fact, I don't want to say it's better than the first one, but you're more entertained.
But I kind of. Well, I enjoyed it more than the first one.
I enjoyed it more too, and that's what I was gonna say. The first one,
an action.
Yes,
that's sci-fi action.
And of course, Ripley Scott did the first one, and there was a big gap in time between these two movies because the first one came out in 1979. I believe this came out in like
86.
86, yes. I mean, quite a few years. 7 years have gone by. Did I just do the math right on that? It's been a long day. But anyways,
I think it is 7 years. Yeah.
Yes. So some time had gone by, but you had Ripley Scott do the first one, and he made it kind of almost Jaws-like a very intimate kind of sci-fi horror.
Suspenseful. You don't really know the characters that well, but the thing about this one, Aliens, I feel like you really liked Ridley in the first one, but this just cemented my love for her as a character in Aliens.
Yes.
She was like awesome on the next level, and like her humanity, her care for the little girl Newt, just loved it.
I love how we do initial thoughts and Natalie gives you her full review of the movie. Well, but
I'll try and be smoother next time.
my initial thoughts again is I really enjoyed it, but what I was getting at
there's way more to dive into though.
Yes, what I was trying to get at before Natalie went into her character development talk. But anyways, how the first one was more this intimate sci-fi horror, and the second one, directed by James Cameron, is definitely more of a suspense sci-fi action thriller. So it's two very different movies.
They are very different.
That's what I was trying to get at. Two very different movies, two almost different genres, really.
Yeah. True.
So that you have that, and I enjoy suspenseful kind of action, that type of thing. So I did enjoy this because, of course, we won't really go through the plot much. We'll kind of talk about things we liked because you guys know the general plot. They send them back out there to deal with.
I mean, if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, all spoilers here. They send them back out there to deal with these aliens. And what's his name is in it from Stranger Things?
Paul Reiser.
Yeah, Paul Reiser, who's a little snake, by the way.
Turns out to be a little snake, and I was rooting for him in the beginning because I'm like, oh, cute young Paul Reiser. And I love his voice. He's a great actor, but his character turned out to be a little stinker, as I say.
He wasn't the best. But anyways, so you also too, we do want to point out, we do see that as I call him, Jonesy Cat is fine at the beginning of this.
Makes my cat lady heart happy.
Yeah, so Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley gets talked back into going out to space.
At first she's like, no, no way, Jose.
And then she gets talked into doing it, so she's doing it. And so you guys know the plot. And we also you've got new people. You've got like Bill Paxton is in this, and his character's pretty humorous.
Oh, he's kind of hilarious.
Yes, and then you also have
It's over, man. Or no, game over, man.
you also have Mike. Is it Michael Biehn?
I think so.
I should have written his name down, but the guy from Terminator. And
yeah, he's cutie.
Yes, yeah, he is a cutie.
My mind went there. Okay.
He is. So you've got this big crew, and it's like this big kind of army type, special forces maybe type crew that's going to deal with this alien situation.
And you can tell, and naturally, they don't really know, like they're like very gung-ho, like about going into this.
Yes.
And they don't really have any idea what they're getting themselves into. And Ridley's kind of the one with her PTSD almost, kind of like, she's like freaking out at moments because like they don't understand what they're getting themselves into here.
No.
And like what potentially is going to happen.
No, not at all. And that's why they kind of think Ripley has something kind of like up her butt. I think they even used that term.
It's that underwear from the first one.
But as Natalie was saying, Ripley understands what they're up against. Like they don't. And so you have that. So you see, they're just so pumped, like they're going to take these things out. So they go to this base that I guess people had been at. And of course, that's where we first find the little girl. And, again, they really endear you to Ripley. In the first one, in the way I think even she handles the cat. And then in the second one, the way she was not going to let go of the little girl. Like she finds the little girl and the sweetness between their interactions.
And it just shows like she's this incredibly strong woman, but still being a woman, she has this loving, nurturing side.
Yes.
To take care of those smaller than her, whether it be the cat or the little girl. And something, Michelle, I found out today that I found interesting that you probably didn't know. Maybe you do. Just
probably don't.
Saying that now. I found out there's an extended version of the movie Aliens, and you find out when she comes back. So, she's been in sleep quite a long time. So when she comes back, there's actually a scene where they sit down with her. She had a daughter we didn't realize. And the daughter had passed away while she had been there. It seemed like maybe a few years, like while she'd been in the sleep with Jones, the cat. And so it kind of brought, knowing that backstory, it kind of brought even more explanation to like, I am going to save this little girl. And like this interaction between them, I believe.
But I don't know any of that because we're doing this based off the regular version.
Theatrical version.
The theatrical version. And
but it kind of gave a new layer to her character even for me.
Yes. Well, that definitely would. But basing it off what I've seen, they still regardless do such a good job of you as the viewer really connecting to Ripley and this little girl and how she's going to protect her and takes care of her. And
I mean, bless that little girl's heart. I mean, she has been through some stuff. I mean,
lost
her
everything.
Parents, lost everybody.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's like she was living in like hell, like I mean,
Literally.
seriously.
Well, and she even just has like literally a doll head. And that was pretty funny when when Ripley's like, what do you think she's going to dream tonight? And the little girl's like, well, she's plastic. Like she's not. And she's like, good point.
Touche.
So they had a lot of cute moments. But yes, kind of moving into, you pretty much do see that. I don't want to keep calling him the wrong name. I believe it's Michael Biehn. I'm going to try to look this up.
Which character are we talking about so you can help me know?
The attractive one.
Oh, yeah. Terminator guy.
Yeah, Terminator guy. But what's his real life name?
Terminator.
Yeah, it's Michael Biehn.
It's Terminator guy.
No, it's Michael Biehn.
First and last name.
So I was right on that. Okay, I don't want to be calling him the wrong name this whole time. But yeah, his last name that he kind of gets called by is Hicks. So anyways, a great scene that I thought that really begins to show just how awesome Ripley is again, as we're saying, she gets the danger, they don't get the danger.
Yeah.
And then she's in that kind of
control room,
like
almost,
Homer. It's almost like a Hummer for like the moon, but that's what she's in. And where the captain or the commanding officer,
it's like he's not playing with a full deck of cards in this situation. It seems
and
maybe he just doesn't get it. I guess
for starters, when they told them, which I understood the reasoning. But when they told them you can't shoot, it was like, well, then pull them out. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
They can't go up against these aliens
defend themselves
with like this. You can't show up to an alien fight with a knife, guys. Like that's what we're trying to say.
Don't bring a knife to a gun show.
No, to an alien show.
To an alien show.
It's not going to work too well. And of course, some of them get taken out immediately, as you kind of felt was coming on. But Ripley, that's where, again, when you begin to see her save the day, because the guy just freezes.
He does.
He just totally shuts down, freezes, and she's just like basically move.
Yeah.
And if she had acted, they all would have been dead.
Yes.
And so it would have been really bad. So Ripley, of course, is able to get them out of there to where they can regroup, the ones that are left. And, Two, you see the first time you get that horrifying scene, so that there are elements of horror in this, definitely.
Absolutely.
It just overall isn't as true like horror as the first one is, I guess. But you see, an alien just come out of that woman, and she says like, "Kill me," and it's
like she knows it's about to come out like before they do.
Yeah,
and then it emerges.
Yeah. Oh, that was rough. That was a brutal scene. Brutal way to go out, guys.
Well, and then Ripley's dream at the very beginning, her nightmare.
Yeah, that was rough. It was just foreshadowing basically that moment.
Yeah.
So, anyways, of course, they're able to regroup, but then. I do really enjoy, as Natalie, I think, said, this movie kind of, where the other one really takes time building, this one it gets there a lot faster. There's a lot more going on.
Yeah, there's just a lot more dialogue in general.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot more characters. That's like, you've got the guy, what's his
name?
Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton. He's hilarious.
He is, yeah.
His mouth just goes all the time, and I'm thinking, give this guy a Valium already.
Or just like inject him with like the stuff they
maybe
inject.
A mild trank.
Yeah, like trank the guy. Like he's basically useless for half the movie.
But he is hilarious nonetheless. And I was sad to see him go.
Yeah.
And several of them, and like the girl that had she really had stayed back there towards the end,
yes,
protecting everybody. It's like, I wanted to see her get out, it's like,
well, you're moving ahead because first we get that Paul, what's his name? Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser in real life.
That he again kind of plays the villain, where the first one it was the mother that wants it back in that fembot, as we call it.
So he's the trickster this time,
yes,
trying to get, and what they want it on Earth for, wherever, I still don't really understand what the point of that is. Maybe you guys can enlighten us in the comments.
I mean, some things just aren't worth exploring, guys, and I think that's one of them.
That's one of them.
And Ripley gets that. She's like, "You're crazy." So he literally is so evil that he locks Ripley and the little girl in there with one of those things
that's how you know somebody is evil.
That would make them be like a host for the alien, and then they would just be exploded open, and a new alien would be birthed. So I mean,
a little girl. It's like, this guy is awful.
Like, what a disgusting person.
Yeah.
But at least she's able. I mean, because Ripley. Again, what makes Ripley such a good character is it's not that she's just guns a-blazing. It's that she's so quick on her feet, and she thinks.
Quick mentally. Yeah.
Like, she's so sharp mentally. Like, she's by far the sharpest of any of them mentally, and that helps her survive and help others in these situations. So she thinks, of course, to, make the fire or the
to draw
Yes.
attention because
well,
that
no, just set the fire alarm off.
yeah, to
Yeah.
get their attention because that jerk, she's like, and he switches the camera off to where they can't see that they're in trouble.
Yeah,
I mean-
little sneaky man.
Little snake.
Yeah, he was guys. He was getting on Schmiegel's level with me. He needed to go. He was a terrible person, but I mean, he's literally trying to kill 2 people, and one of them a
Yeah.
girl. That's awful. But then you do have Bill Paxton, that woman, and Michael Bihn's character able to save them.
Yes.
And at that point's when they've got to go. And 2, Ripley, because of her experience, is a little not sure of the bionic man that's there.
Oh yeah, so you see that kind of almost like sometimes we see in Star Wars or different things. There was because, and understandably so, because of her experience with Ash in Alien,
Yeah.
or Alien. I feel like I'm saying that like a weird name, Alien. Obviously she's a little like not sure, just like stay away from me. And I had a feeling I'm like they're gonna pull like a Star Wars droid type scenario, and he's gonna end up being a good guy, a good robot.
Yeah, a good robot.
And he was.
Yes, to the end.
to the very end.
To the very end, definitely. And anyways, so you've got that. And then they do let the guy who had just totally broke down and been useless, he does kind of get his heroic moment
Yeah.
when he sacrificed himself and the girl, which they were going to die anyways. but
That's
it-
really sad. That was
but-
one of the sadder ones to me.
but
I
he-
don't like to see anybody die, but well, maybe Schmiegel.
And Paul Reiser's character, who gets what he had coming when he locks all of them in there with the aliens.
Well, let's just say it didn't bother me that much. I didn't mind, you
Yeah.
know. But people that like even in the beginning, that's where I think there are elements of horror, or at least like traumatic. It just like people get on
Yes.
fire and go over things, and you're just like, oh gosh, because these guys like they might be smart alecks and stuff, but it's like you can tell they like each other. There's such a
Yes.
camaraderie about this group of soldiers, and it's just kind of sad when any of them went.
And like true soldiers, they can't stop to dwell on it. They've got to keep going with
that
all
would be
of it.
so hard.
But regardless, that guy at least gets to go out heroically. So
Yeah.
that they give him that character. And it was sad. It was sad, when all of them died.
Right.
And this was, I called from the beginning. I said, before I knew about the little girl, I said, I bet Michael Bihn's character could survive. I said, there's 1 or 2 options for his character. He'll either go out very heroically to like the final one that lets her live, or he'll make it. But then once the little girl was in, Natalie was actually deeply concerned that the little girl, especially when it came up like behind her in the water, which that was creepy. That was really
Yes.
creepy.
Well, I said, it depends on what level of horror it is.
And
If it's a true horror, kids can die sometimes.
And I
So-
told Natalie, I said, no. I said, there's no way this little girl dies. I said, they've established this relationship with Ripley and her. And
it's like the woman can't take any more trauma, okay?
well, and the reason I knew when they make such an effort for Ripley to save the cat in
Yeah.
the first one, there was no way she was leaving this movie without the girl. Like I just knew that it's happening.
And so as we know, what do? They make the saving of this little girl epic.
Yeah, they do. Yes, because let's see, because her character and Michael Bihn's character barely make it out.
Yes.
Of course, Bill Paxton's character unfortunately dies. But yeah, they barely make it out, and he's damaged because that acid stuff burns through, and it looks like it got some of his face even, possibly.
Oh, and can we say there's definitely some chemistry going on?
Yeah, there was
between
some
them.
chemistry.
Like there was a moment he was really looking at her, and it's like, get a room, but like this is kind of not the time.
It was at the time.
You gotta wait. You gotta get through this first.
I will have to say before I move any further, she did have better space underwear in this one. I did notice that.
Once again, the elephant in the room, it has to be addressed.
It does have to be addressed.
It was a vast improvement. Those gray undies were much better fitting than Alien.
They were quite a bit better.
They weren't a 5-year-old child's
No.
a grown woman.
No, they were not. They were quite a bit better.
She got her some Hanes.
Hanes comfort.
They were looking good.
Yeah, so that was better. But then of course, again, that very frightening scene where and you just feel for the little girl so much.
Gosh, she's been through so much.
Because she's like screaming for Ripley. And yeah, so as soon as of course Ripley gets Michael Bihn's character, she's like how long do I have? I think like maybe 17 minutes. And she's like, I've got to go back. So again, they put her on the clock, just like they did the first time.
Yeah,
with
so they
everything
did
going
follow.
on.
I noticed they
Yes.
did follow a little bit of the formula of the first one, but I mean, I love it though. You know, it's like that, like, you know, as the viewer, just that adds to the suspense. Like, oh my gosh, the time's click. Come on, you got this many minutes, and how are you going to do this? And you know, so it's just very exciting.
It was good, especially, what makes this so creepy is as they're going through these hallways, these aliens, it feels like they can appear from any angle, like any place they can somehow appear. So it's like nothing feels safe when
No.
you're walking through these hallways and tunnels.
It feels almost like, and maybe it's just because a lot of the ship or wherever they're on is dark, but it's almost like they just kind of camouflage, like they blend in, and then you'll see like a limb, come out of nowhere.
Yes.
So it's like you just never know where they are.
So, Ripley heroically goes back, like has to work all the way down to where she finds all these eggs.
I mean, it kind of felt like a suicide mission.
It did.
But like she was willing, she was going to give it her all. And that's why we love her.
That is why we love her. And she has
the egg scene. I mean, in a horror sense, incredible.
And then like it's like the mother
like
is
like
there.
Like the queen, basically.
Yes.
It would be like, if it was bees or something.
Because she'd already taken several out at that point, hadn't she? Like with the fire and stuff. Because
yeah.
That's one thing I will say.
And that made the mother very mad.
Yeah, it did. That's one thing I will say. In the first one, it felt like it was almost indestructible, where I feel like guns took care of these a lot easier.
Like a video game, like pretty easily, at times.
And in fire would take them out pretty easy.
But then it's like, I think back and I'm like, I guess they didn't have any of that stuff in the first one.
They just had like that little spear thing, which wouldn't do much.
Yeah, it's something so large.
Yeah, you really need like those guns. Because even like
you need a bazooka.
Well, even that one guy before he died, he had a 9mm and was shooting him in the head and it killed it.
Yeah.
So just a high powered gun will do the trick apparently in this one. But I think Ripley uses the fire more than anything. I don't think she uses a gun. I think she uses the fire.
She's burning up those alien crops.
Yeah, which feels like such a callback, which Paul Reiser now to Stranger Things, where they're burning the stuff like from the upside down.
That's almost like living.
Yes. Yeah. So that kind of felt like Stranger Things maybe pulled from that, especially with getting Paul Reiser to be in it in that second season.
You guys know how much we love Stranger Things. And we've seen a lot of 80s stuff and stuff like that. But the more of like the stuff we see on these like 80s movies and first watches, we see just how much inspiration they drew from these classics.
Yes, like so many different types of classics.
Yeah, just kind of woven in throughout it all.
Yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, that scene where they're coming like in one direction, the mother thing's looking at her, the eggs are opening, and she's got the girl, she's rescued the girl.
I mean, they're just like from all sides.
Natalie said, how's Ripley going to get out of this? And it was kind of like, how's Ripley going to get out of this? And, she's able to.
And then there's the clock.
The clock's ticking, got to go. And she's able to catch, to burn them and work her way up. So then we see one is coming, and you've got the anticipation of she's like, come on, with the elevator.
Yes.
Then it felt like the elevator wasn't going to get all the way up because of the fire that's beginning to come. And then the ship's not there waiting on her when she gets out. And you're like, where are you guys?
Oh, yeah. Like, I think she really thinks they left her.
Yeah.
So it's just truly desperation
at
that point.
Yeah. Like she, at that point, probably thinks we're dead.
Yeah.
But then they let the, to kind of teach her something. They let the, what did I call them? Cybernetic, or what's the word? Bionic.
I forgot what his name is in the movie.
Yeah, the Robot Man. They let the Robot Man come save her, and of course,
the day.
Yeah, he just had to get off that because it was becoming too unstable. He said, and they, so they get back to the main ship.
And once again, kind of like the first one, you think like, okay, maybe like they've gone through a lot.
I had a feeling, guys. No. I had a feeling because we did not see, because the other alien gets on the other elevator. We saw that, and we didn't see where that other alien went. And so I had a feeling. And then, of course, they're outside in the ship, and then the alien with that spike just shoom through like the robot guy, which was rough, and then just tears him in two.
Gosh. Brutal.
But Robot Man seemed to be fine by the end of it.
I think he made it. Like, I think he did. If you're wrong, but I think he was back on the ship in one of those beds.
Yeah, I think he just had an upper body. So
You just got to put Humpty Dumpty back together again.
but he made it, and he was even able to save the girl from falling out into the shaft.
And that was really sweet. And it's sweet, like, there was a moment I think she said to him, like, you're not bad for a robot, kind of like that,
Yeah.
like realizing, okay, you're not all bad. And it's sweet, like when he saved her and Ripley had gone through that, she got in that thing. She thought she had her, then she was like hanging on for bare life, and the suction's like about to get the little girl, and the robot, like, he saves her. He grabs her hand and is able to hold on. And so it's just sweet, like when she, Ripley walks back in and looks at him, and he does this very robot, he says, not bad for a human. And then he gives her his like last smile and kind of turns off.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So yeah, that was sweet. And then again, Michael, so we see that, Michael Biehn, the robot man, even though he's only half of a man now.
I'm sure
he's only half of a robot.
He'll be a whole man soon enough.
He will be. But
Wasn't me snorting.
We're cracking each other up. Clearly we're joking.
It's like so corny.
In fact, you know what I'm inspired by? I'm inspired by, if you guys haven't noticed, I just rewatch Austin Powers, the first and second one.
We love those.
And every time he would take out the villain, he'd have a stream of like steady jokes about how they died.
That's true.
That's what I've been inspired by,
like,
these comments.
They're like super corny, but they
Super corny.
genuinely make you laugh.
So that's what I'm inspired by. But yeah, and then of course the little girl lives. So very good ending yet again. And Ripley, as you guys had said in the comments last week, she really is like amped. She was like, here, and she
like
went
now
like,
she's here.
Like she was turned up to a 10, but now she got turned up over full max.
Yeah.
Like it, so, but like in an awesome way. So
this was Ripley in full awesome mode.
it was. Yeah, I really appreciate
and I feel like
it.
they really, kind of filled out her character in this one so
Yes,
much more.
because
Like
again,
you got to know her so much more.
yes, because of the relationship. One, her overcoming the thing with the robot man, and then two, especially the little girl. And even then her having that relationship with Michael Biehn, even all of it like helped kind of flesh out her character for the most part, I think. I'm trying to think. I think that's about anything you were saying.
Well, I wonder what she'll get in the next one. And tell us if we should watch the next one.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking she got a cat in the first one. She got a daughter in this one. What's she going to get in the next one? Or maybe, she'll get together with that hunk.
Is Michael Biehn in the next one? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've not even looked.
Comments.
But yeah, do you guys like the third one? Let us know in the comments below if you guys like the third one. Any other thoughts? I thought it ended good. I thought this movie,
that's all I can think of right now, but honestly, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So out of enjoyment, I think I gave the first one a 4 hoots.
I think I gave the first one a 4.5. And okay, and hear me out. I get like critically, maybe even the first one
being better,
like might be a better movie overall. But like Michelle said, at the end of the day, it's so much about enjoyment.
That's how we rank.
To you personally as a viewer. And so that's how 5 hoots.
I was gonna say 5 hoots. So I went from 4 to 5. And from 1 and 2.
5 hoots, baby.
Yeah, I went 5 hoots. Like this was a lot of fun. Had us. Oh, we've got to tell the story. Okay, before we end, our Natalie's daughter and our other niece, Sienna, was here. So in my house, like we watch, my main entertainment place where I watch is upstairs. So I hear them sneak up twice and I catch them like in the carpet. I'm like, hey guys. So then the third time,
being very, very sneaky.
It's in a very intense part. And Natalie and I are just like zoom, like totally zoomed in, like tuned in to the movie. And all of a sudden we hear this pop, and they literally had popped
like those like thingies that have like streamers that come out. And I was like, ah!
Like we both were like, what are you guys doing? Like we were freaked out. Like
it genuinely freaked me out.
Like we got like the shock of a lifetime.
So you're like in an intense moment, and then like shots like behind you. It sounds like
it added the intensity to already intense situation.
It took it to the next level.
So that was quite the moment. Pretty loud.
Thank you for that, girls.
Yes, thanks for that unexpected
extra surprise.
Yes, surprise during the movie. But yeah, so 5 hoots for this. A lot of fun. Great characters, great development. Ripley went from being like you really like her to like you really like her. Like you really love her. Like she became a fully awesome, like she's so in control, in charge. she's not like
Like I totally get it now.
we get it. Like she's just so smart.
And do you know the other thing I read, like in my brief little research for this, was she was actually nominated for the Oscar for Best Actress for Aliens.
Oh wow.
And they were saying, you know, and that's true if you think about it, how rare and like how awesome for a movie in that genre, it's almost unheard of to be nominated for that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like not like a sci-fi summer blockbuster type thing.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a big deal. But I mean, I think she did that well.
Yeah, I mean, she was fantastic in this movie. Yeah, I mean, definitely just super fantastic. I had a thought and it just fleeted. It just left.
It happens.
What was it? I'm not really sure. But yeah, Ripley is just, what I was gonna say. Oh, I remember my thought now,
Maybe
guys. I remembered. My thought that I had watching this was this. If Ripley was in the Hunger Games, Ripley would survive.
She'd probably win.
She would win. She would be
And
crowned.
She'd probably find a way to save another person.
She would be crowned the victor.
Yes.
Like she really is. She's very smart, quick on her feet, knows how to survive, just awesome character. So we get it, guys.
We get now
it.
why she is considered such an awesome female character.
We do. She's up there.
And one
already,
because our brother hasn't seen Alien or Aliens, as we blamed it, you know, it on him on the
we
first
tried
one,
to
why
get him
we
to come
haven't
watch
seen it.
Aliens with us, and he would not.
He almost did. He was like, "Well, we can watch it here at at our parents' place," and it was like, "It's 5 minutes down the road." But anyway, he wouldn't come. I'm looking at you, Michael. But so I was explaining to him but he's heard of, you know, like what an awesome female character she is, like, and how sometimes back then, and I appreciate this. It's like, it's not that they're trying to make her some like super strong, like physically, like take out a 200-pound muscular man, but it's like
things that are unrealistic is what we're saying.
But she's real. She's believable.
Yeah,
and I think that's
is.
what makes her such a timeless, awesome female protagonist character.
Yeah. I mean, just fantastic character. Really love Ripley. I'm loving Ripley. So you guys let us know, what are your thoughts on Aliens below? Did you like Alien or Aliens better?
I think say I'm an Aliens girl.
I think actually you don't even have to answer that. Unless you're new, most of you have actually answered that in the last video, and most of you seem to prefer Aliens actually. So we get it. But you know, let us know below your thoughts on anything we said, just kind of the movie in general. What do you guys think? You know, where's Ripley and your beloved female characters? But yeah, that is it for this episode of Force of Light Entertainment. Again, we wish everyone a very lovely happy Valentine's Day.
Love is the best.
Yes, eat lots of chocolate for Valentine's, heart-shaped chocolate specifically. But
and when I say love, I don't mean just romantic love. I mean, that's great too. But I always think of Valentine's Day, like love is like it's like the most beautiful thing in the world. So whether that's like for your child or a friend or whoever, and you're like, just celebrate love today.
Yeah, definitely celebrate love. We're glad that we were able to figure out the camera situation.
I love Michelle.
It was
Michelle's like moving on.
Well, I was discussing the camera situation.
Okay, go on.
I was glad we were able to figure that out, because if we seem a little rattled, it's been quite a day. Again,
it was
quite a day. It was a fiasco.
Let's just say it was like 40 minutes before this, trying to do this video, like setting this up.
It was quite the situation. But anyways, we're glad that we were able to get that done.
And Michelle, I know you love me too.
Yeah,
I know.
She knows.
Just like Han Solo.
She knows. So anyways, happy Valentine's. And if you are new here, definitely hit subscribe. Also hit the notification bell and give the video a thumbs up. Well, that is it. And as we always say, remember to be a force of light. All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.